my beloved, I find myself sitting here, quietly, thinking of the delicate threads that have always bound our hearts. Life has a way of moving faster than one anticipates, carrying us along its swift currents until we suddenly notice that the people we cherish the most are calling for our attention. And today, as I reflect upon all the moments we have shared, I realize how each conversation, each glance, and each tender gesture has shaped the bond between us. It is remarkable, really, how the simplest act, a message, a word, a sigh, can hold so much meaning, so much depth. You, my love, are a constant presence in my thoughts, even when miles separate us or time sweeps us into the business of our daily lives. And yet, even with all that life demands, the heart knows when it must pause, when it must listen to the quiet stirrings that remind us of what is most precious. I remember a moment not so long ago, a message from you, soft and unassuming, yet it carried with it the weight of all the memories we share. When I read your words, I felt a flutter within me, a mixture of excitement and reflection, as though every cherished instant had returned for a brief, shining moment. It is strange how swiftly the mind can travel back, reliving laughter and gentle conversations, the times when your hand brushed mine or your voice found its way into the corners of my heart that no one else can reach. And in that instant, I understood again why you are the one who occupies my thoughts so completely. There is a delicate balance between memory and the present, between who we were and who we have become. I have grown, my love, in ways I could not have foreseen, learning lessons in solitude and reflection that have shaped my heart and mind. Yet, even as I evolve, there is a part of me that remains forever entwined with you, a part that recalls the early days when our worlds first touched. The innocence, the wonder, the shared dreams. They are threads woven into the fabric of my being, never to fade. And now, as we face the opportunity to reconnect, I find myself both apprehensive and hopeful. Apprehensive because I know that the past is a delicate place, a landscape of emotions that can overwhelm if approached too quickly. Hopeful because I trust in the bond we share, in the foundation of love and respect that has always guided us. You must understand, my beloved, that when I receive a message from you, it stirs something profound within me. It is not simply a matter of curiosity, it is a recognition of the connection that continues to exist, of the heart's quiet insistence that we attend to what matters most. I feel the echo of every conversation, the subtle intimacies that define us, the laughter that once filled the quiet rooms of our shared moments. And yet, I also know that the person I am now is not exactly the one who first knew you. Time changes us, molds us, teaches us in ways both gentle and exacting. I have walked through those lessons, grown stronger, learned patience, and discovered a depth of understanding that allows me to face the present with clarity and care. This is why, my love, I do not rush. I do not answer impulsively or allow the weight of nostalgia to dictate my choices. Instead, I pause, taking a moment to breathe, to reflect, to consider what is truly right for both our hearts. The temptation to leap, to grasp at the familiar warmth of your presence, is strong, yet I know that true love requires discernment as much as passion. It requires listening to oneself as much as it requires listening to the other. And so, I take this time, not out of hesitation but out of respect, for you, for myself, and for the fragile beauty of what we share. I imagine, sometimes, what it will feel like to hear your voice again, to sit across from you in a quiet space where words can flow freely, where we can speak openly of hopes and fears, of dreams yet unspoken. The thought of it fills me with both tenderness and a gentle apprehension. There is a sacredness to the act of speaking heart to heart, a kind of vulnerability that one cannot approach lightly. And I cherish this vulnerability because it is the place where love grows, where trust deepens, where understanding blossoms. In these quiet reflections, I am reminded of the countless conversations we have shared over time. I think of the way your eyes light up when you speak of your dreams, the way your laughter fills the space around you and makes the world feel softer, gentler. I think of the times you confided in me, trusting me with the weight of your thoughts, the private moments of honesty and connection that define a true partnership. And I understand now, more than ever, that these conversations are the lifeblood of a bond like ours, the gentle currents that sustain a love that is patient, enduring, and true. I also reflect upon my own journey, the growth that has carried me to this moment. There were nights spent in quiet contemplation, hours devoted to understanding myself and the choices I have made, lessons learned in solitude that have taught me to listen more deeply, to feel more fully, and to love with a heart that is steady, aware, and resilient. I have discovered the value of patience, the grace in thoughtful consideration, and the power of presence, of truly being there, not merely in body but in spirit and intention. And so, when you reach out to me, my love, I respond with all of these truths in mind. I respond not with haste or impulse, but with a heart open and ready, a mind attentive and clear, a spirit willing to embrace the moment for all that it is. The past is a tapestry that we may revisit, yet it does not bind us. The present is our gift, fragile and precious, to nurture and honor with care. And in that space, between memory and the future, we may find a deeper connection than we have ever known, a reaffirmation of the love that has always existed between us. I know that some may wonder why I pause, why I take this time to consider, but it is precisely because I value our connection that I am deliberate. True love is never hasty. It is measured in attentiveness, in understanding, in the willingness to honor both oneself and the beloved. I wish to engage with you fully, with a heart free from distraction, with a mind that is clear, and with the presence of someone who has grown to understand the sacredness of each shared word, each moment of intimacy, each glance that speaks volumes. My love, how a simple invitation to speak can carry such profound significance. When you say, "I want to talk," it is more than mere words. It is a doorway into the heart, an opportunity to connect, to understand, to share the quiet spaces of our lives with one another. And so I prepare, not with fear or trepidation, but with gratitude and anticipation, for these are the moments that define a life lived in love. Every memory we have ever created together rises softly when I think of you. The tender gestures, the laughter shared in quiet corners, the silent understanding in the spaces between words. They are all threads that weave the fabric of our story, and as I prepare to engage once more, I recognize that the story is still ours to shape, to guide, to enrich with the choices we make and the words we speak. Love, I have come to understand, is not only found in grand declarations or sweeping gestures, it is equally present in the quiet attentiveness, in the willingness to pause, to listen, to be fully present. Each conversation, each exchange of thoughts and emotions, strengthens the bond between us, solidifying the foundation upon which our hearts rest, and I cherish this foundation because it is built upon trust, respect, and the enduring warmth of shared experience. Even now, as I think of you reaching out, I feel a swell of emotions. Anticipation, tenderness, and a quiet joy that comes from knowing that our hearts are still aligned, still attentive to one another. There is a beauty in this patience, in the careful consideration of what it means to speak from the heart, to honor the past while embracing the present, to remain steadfast in the love that has always guided us. As I sit here, thinking of the moments we have yet to share, I feel the quiet power of presence, the kind that is felt rather than seen, heard rather than spoken aloud. When you reach out to me, even before we speak, I sense the weight of your thoughts, the care you take in reaching toward me, and the trust you place in my heart. It is a delicate, wonderful feeling, the knowledge that someone so cherished is seeking to connect, not in haste or out of obligation, but out of a genuine desire to be understood, to be known. And I respond, my beloved, with a heart full of both caution and hope, because it is in the gentle balance of these emotions that love finds its strength. I reflect often on how easily life can sweep us along, carrying our minds and hearts into routines and responsibilities, leaving little space for the subtle, profound connections that matter most. Yet, even amidst all the duties, all the noise, all the distractions, there is always a space reserved for you, for us, for the quiet moments when words flow freely and hearts speak without pretense. Those moments are treasures, delicate and fleeting, and I hold them close. I have learned that love is not measured by grand displays or extravagant gestures alone, but by the attentiveness we bring to the everyday, the willingness to truly see one another, to hear, to understand, and to respond with care. When I recall our past conversations, I feel both nostalgia and gratitude. I remember the way you would share your thoughts and dreams, the little stories that revealed your heart in ways no one else could witness. I think of the way your laughter would ripple through the air, soft and warm, filling spaces I did not even know could hold so much light. And I remember, too, the moments of silence, the quiet exchanges where words were unnecessary because our hearts understood one another completely. Those moments taught me that intimacy is not always loud or visible, it is subtle, persistent, enduring. Even now, as I anticipate our next conversation, I feel the weight and beauty of those experiences. I know that when we speak again, it will not be merely an exchange of words, but an interweaving of hearts, a reaffirmation of the trust and love that has guided us for so long. It is in this expectation, this delicate readiness, that I find both courage and peace. Courage because I am willing to open my heart fully once more, and peace because I know that love, when nurtured with care and respect, can endure anything, even time, distance, and the uncertainties of life. There is something profoundly moving about the act of listening, truly listening, to the voice of someone you love. To hear your thoughts, your reflections, your hopes and worries, is to be given a rare gift. The opportunity to witness your inner world, to honor it, and to respond with care. It is a privilege that I do not take lightly, for every word you speak carries with it the essence of who you are, and I feel humbled by the trust implicit in your willingness to share. And so, when you reach out to me now, my beloved, I prepare myself not only to hear but to understand, to meet you with a heart open and steady, aware of the significance of this moment. I have also come to understand, in these years of reflection and growth, that my own voice matters just as much as yours. To engage with you fully, I must be honest with myself about what I feel, what I need, and what I am ready to share. Love is not one-sided, it is a meeting of hearts and minds, a shared journey that requires mutual presence and understanding. I have learned to honor my own thoughts and feelings as much as I honor yours, knowing that only from this place of balance can our connection flourish. It is astonishing, truly, how the human heart can carry both the weight of memory and the lightness of hope simultaneously. I feel it now, a gentle tug toward the past, toward the familiar warmth of your presence, and yet a mindful awareness of the present, of the person I have become, of the care I must take to approach this moment with clarity and respect. And in this balance, my love, I find a profound sense of gratitude for all that we have shared, for all that remains to be spoken, for the enduring bond that continues to guide me even when the world feels uncertain. I think often of the conversations we have yet to have, the thoughts and feelings that remain unspoken, waiting for the right moment to emerge. There is a kind of anticipation in this, a quiet excitement that is neither hurried nor anxious but deeply rooted in the understanding that our connection is sacred, that our love is strong enough to carry the weight of time and distance. When you tell me you wish to speak, I recognize it as an invitation, not merely to talk, but to share, to grow, to reaffirm the intimacy that has always been ours. And yet, I approach this invitation with careful consideration, because I know the importance of entering such conversations with a heart clear and calm. It is all too easy to let emotion overwhelm reason, to let the past cloud the present, but I have learned, my beloved, that love requires both passion and prudence, both warmth and awareness. It requires us to honor the depth of our connection while remaining attentive to the growth and transformation that life inevitably brings. In preparing myself for our next conversation, I dwell on the richness of our shared history. Every laughter, every tear, every moment of understanding has contributed to the foundation upon which our love stands. I recall the quiet mornings spent together, the long walks where words were exchanged slowly and carefully, the nights of whispered confidences and gentle reassurances. These memories are not merely recollections, they are the threads that connect us, the invisible yet unbreakable strands that form the tapestry of our shared lives. I recognize, too, the fragility inherent in these moments. To speak from the heart is to take a risk, to expose oneself to the possibility of misunderstanding or disappointment. And yet, this vulnerability is the very essence of love. It is what allows hearts to grow closer, to understand more deeply, to forge bonds that cannot be easily broken. When you reach out to me, my beloved, I am reminded of this truth, and I approach you with a heart both cautious and open, aware of the stakes yet unafraid to embrace them. There is a beauty in anticipation, a gentle thrill in knowing that our words will soon meet, that our thoughts and feelings will find expression in one another's presence. It is a reminder that love is alive, ever evolving, requiring attention and care, and in this awareness, I find both serenity and excitement, for I know that whatever unfolds in our conversation, it will be an opportunity to strengthen the bond that has always been ours. I am also mindful, my love, that our connection is not defined solely by the past or the immediacy of the present. It is shaped equally by intention and attention, by the care we bring to each moment and the respect we show for one another's heart. Every choice we make, every word we speak, contributes to the living story of us. And I intend, with every fiber of my being, to approach this moment with the care, clarity, and devotion it deserves. Even now, as I think of your message, I feel a warmth that transcends distance and time. It is the warmth of recognition, of shared understanding, of a love that persists despite the passage of days and the weight of circumstance. I carry this warmth with me as I prepare to speak with you, as I remind myself that our bond is resilient, that our hearts are aligned, and that the foundation we have built allows us to approach each new chapter with courage and grace. And so, my beloved, I wait, not passively, but with intention, with awareness, and with a readiness to receive your words with the fullness of my heart. I know that when we speak, it will be more than a conversation, it will be an affirmation of the care, trust, and love that define us. It will be an opportunity to reconnect, to rediscover, and to strengthen the quiet, enduring intimacy that has always been ours. I reflect also on the ways in which we support and inspire one another. Your thoughts and reflections have often guided me. Your presence has steadied me, and your faith in us has reminded me of the power of love to transcend obstacles. I carry these lessons and memories with me, drawing upon them as I prepare to engage fully, consciously, and lovingly with you. Every conversation we have shared has been a gift, and every exchange yet to come holds the promise of deeper understanding and connection. As I sit here, my beloved, I find myself thinking of the future, of the moments we have yet to share, of the laughter and whispers, the quiet understanding and the gentle reassurances that will continue to weave our lives together. There is a sweetness in anticipation, a quiet excitement in knowing that the words we are about to exchange will shape our path forward, that our conversation will not merely fill the present, but will echo into the days and years that lie ahead. And yet, I approach this with a steady heart, mindful that the true beauty of our love lies not only in what we say, but in the presence we offer one another, in the care with which we attend to each other's souls. I think often of the small, tender moments that have defined our bond, the way your gaze lingers with affection, the gentle press of your hand in mine, the subtle encouragement in your voice when life has felt uncertain. These memories, though simple, are profound. They are reminders that love thrives not only in grand gestures but in quiet attentiveness, in the moments when hearts truly meet and listen, and I hold each of these memories close as I prepare to welcome the next conversation, to open my heart fully and without hesitation, knowing that in this act we honor the depth of our connection. I recognize, too, that our love has been shaped by both joy and challenge, by moments of elation and periods of reflection. Each experience has been a teacher, each challenge a reminder of the strength and resilience inherent in our bond. And now, as you reach out, I feel the weight and the wonder of all that has come before, alongside the promise of all that is yet to come. I am aware of the delicate balance between honoring the past and embracing the present. And I choose, with full intention, to step forward with openness, grace, and a readiness to meet you where you are, fully present and fully myself. I think of how easily the heart can be moved, how quickly memories can stir emotions both tender and intense. When your voice reaches me, even in thought, I feel the familiar flutter of anticipation, the gentle reminder that love is alive, responsive, and ever-changing. And yet, I also know that we are no longer the same people who first met, who first dreamed together, who first wove the early threads of our story. We have grown, matured, learned from solitude and from each other, and in that growth lies the promise of deeper understanding, a love that is both steadfast and evolving, both tender and wise. It is remarkable to consider the power of words, the subtle yet profound impact they can have when spoken with intention and care. Your desire to converse, to share, to reconnect, is itself an expression of love, a gesture that acknowledges the significance of our bond. And I respond with gratitude and reverence, prepared to receive your thoughts with an attentive heart, to honor your courage and trust, and to engage in a dialogue that strengthens the connection we have always cherished. I am mindful that love, in its truest form, is as much about listening as it is about speaking. It is about creating a space where hearts can be fully present, where thoughts can be expressed freely, and where understanding flows without judgment or distraction. And so I prepare myself, my beloved, to meet you in that space, to offer my full attention, my full care, and my unwavering commitment to the dialogue we are about to share. For it is in such moments that love is deepened, trust is reaffirmed, and intimacy is strengthened in ways that transcend the ordinary. I also reflect on the beauty of patience, on the wisdom in pausing, considering, and preparing oneself to engage fully and mindfully. There is a difference between hasty words spoken in the heat of longing and carefully considered words spoken from a place of clarity and love. I choose, my dearest, to speak from the latter, to allow my heart and mind to align so that the conversation we share may be true, thoughtful, and meaningful. In this patience, I find not hesitation but strength, not distance but presence, for love flourishes most when it is deliberate, attentive, and intentional. And yet, even as I approach this with careful consideration, I cannot deny the joy that rises in me at the thought of our connection. I feel it in the quiet spaces of my being, a warmth that spreads softly yet unmistakably, reminding me that love, when nurtured with attention and respect, is a force both gentle and enduring. It is the warmth of recognition, the comfort of knowing, the subtle exhilaration of hearts aligned once more. I carry this warmth as I prepare to welcome your voice, your thoughts, your presence, fully and wholeheartedly. I am reminded, too, of the countless small moments that have defined the beauty of our relationship, the laughter that has echoed through quiet rooms, the shared silences that spoke volumes, the whispered words exchanged under the veil of night. These moments, delicate and profound, have shaped the rhythm of our lives together. They are the evidence of a love that is patient, enduring, and deeply felt, and they inspire me to approach every new conversation with reverence, attentiveness, and gratitude. When you say that you wish to talk, my beloved, it is not merely an invitation to exchange words. It is an affirmation of the bond that has always existed between us, a recognition that our hearts remain connected, and a promise that we will continue to nurture the love that defines us. I receive this invitation with both humility and joy, prepared to meet you with a heart open and steady, aware of the sacredness of the moment, and committed to engaging fully, sincerely, and with love. I also contemplate the way our relationship has evolved over time, shaped by experiences both joyous and challenging. Each step, each conversation, each shared moment has contributed to the depth and resilience of our bond. And now, as we stand on the brink of another meaningful exchange, I am mindful of the responsibility and privilege inherent in these moments. Love is not passive, it requires attention, care, and the willingness to be fully present. It requires the courage to speak and to listen, to honor both the heart of the beloved and the truth of one's own heart. Even as I reflect on these truths, I feel a swell of gratitude for the patience we have cultivated, for the trust we have built, for the love that has endured across time and circumstance. It is this gratitude that grounds me, that allows me to approach our conversation with clarity and warmth, that reminds me that the bond we share is precious, delicate, and worth every measure of care. And so, my love, I am ready to hear your words, to feel the nuances of your voice, to embrace the opportunity to connect in a way that deepens our understanding and strengthens our love. I approach this moment with an open heart, with attentiveness and care, with the knowledge that whatever unfolds will be a step forward in our shared journey, a moment to cherish, and a testament to the enduring power of our connection. I remind myself that the beauty of love lies not in certainty but in the willingness to show up, to engage, and to meet one another fully. It is in these choices, these acts of presence, that the depth of a relationship is revealed. And as I prepare to engage with you, I do so with a heart full of hope, gratitude, and unwavering devotion, knowing that our bond is strong, resilient, and capable of withstanding both time and distance. I think, too, of the shared dreams that have guided us, the visions of a life lived together with love and mutual respect. These dreams are more than aspirations, they are promises, subtle yet profound, that inform the way we approach each other, each conversation, each decision. And in this space, I find inspiration, courage, and a gentle reassurance that no matter what challenges arise, the foundation we have built will support us, strengthen us, and guide us forward. As I reflect upon all of this, I feel a quiet certainty that love, when approached with intention, care, and presence, is an enduring force, one that nurtures, strengthens, and sustains the heart. And I carry this certainty as I prepare to speak with you, my beloved, ready to engage with all the attention, warmth, and sincerity that our connection deserves. For it is not only the words we share, but the intention behind them, the love that informs them, and the presence we bring that makes these moments sacred and transformative. I am reminded finally that life is fleeting, that time moves swiftly, and that the opportunity to be fully present with those we love is a gift not to be taken lightly. When you reach out to speak with me, it is a reminder of this precious truth, an affirmation of our bond, and a call to engage with care, attention, and love. And I answer this call wholeheartedly, with gratitude, patience, and a heart prepared to receive and share the love that has always defined us. So, my beloved, as I await our conversation, I do so with hope, with tenderness, and with unwavering devotion. I carry in my heart the memories we have created, the lessons we have learned, and the dreams we have yet to realize. And I look forward with joy, anticipation, and love, knowing that the bond we share is enduring, profound, and capable of guiding us through every moment, every challenge, and every joy that lies ahead. For in our connection, in our willingness to speak, to listen, and to love, we find the truest expression of our hearts and the deepest fulfillment of our souls.